Good evening, guys. It's 11:56. Thank you all for taking out your time and watching this video. And I request you all to watch this video till the end and try to understand the small bits and pieces that I want to convey, the message I want to convey from this video. It's 15th of December, Thursday, and we're going to head into Friday, 16th December. And I want to call this video Don't Fight the Fed, because that is one of the most important rules of the stock market. I follow three rules always, and always remember it in your heart. The first rule is don't fight the tape. The second rule is don't fight the Fed. And the third is always trade contrary when the markets are at extreme. We have talked about the first and third rule in bits and pieces up and down. But today, what's really happening, how we have traded, it's all about the Fed. And it is something that people were not prepared for. And we were already positioned. And it all required three things: patience, precision, and conviction. First of all, I hope that you have had a good day. You have had 1-2 good weeks. I know things were frustrating, but I do hope now going forward, you will get further rewards of the endeavors and your patience. And I really hope that you will get those rewards turning into much more bigger profits. And that's the exact reason why every single day I keep on telling you that for me at least, hold some quantity as 0 and leave it, because I really cannot tell you the targets that I'm expecting right now, but I hope it will make you happy. One thing, please remember, over the last 1-2 weeks, markets are frustrating. And always remember, whenever I come out with these videos or my messages, I think 10 times more than you guys think. So I always take whatever I say very seriously. Do not fight the Fed. What does that mean? What happened? What's the background? Background ye hai, when we had our RBI MPC, monetary policy hamara hua, we got a rate hike. Everything was as per plan. Markets were already rallying. Our CPI numbers are coming down. We are coming within that acceptable range set by the RBI. I think we are now at 5.77%, and RBI has already set a range of 2 to 6%. India is doing okay. And that's the reason why we always say markets discount events. That's the reason why Bank Nifty is at the all-time highs, because inflation down means banking stocks doing well. And hua kya hai? RBI governor in his commentary was hawkish. And when he was asked the question, he has already hinted that he will not mind to increase the rates going forward in the later policy meetings, which will probably be in February or January, whatever the case may be. And he will be deciding meeting to meeting how the things are. What we need to understand, वहां से हमें एक hint of bearishness मिला, hint of hawkishness मिला. But over the last 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, I want to ask you, does all these domestic events that happen in India really affect the market? And my answer is no. एक problem है हमारी, I would say, in beginners or whatever you might want to call a lot of us, is that for us, technical analysis means looking at the chart, drawing support resistance, going short when the support breaks, and going long when the resistance breaks. It is not like that. A very important part of technical analysis is inter-market analysis, something I'm trying to put across for a very long time. If you listen to my commentaries, over the last 2 weeks, I've been sleeping at 3-4 o'clock. And the reason is I'm not active in the Indian markets, but I'm trying to spend 6 to 7 hours every single day in America and trying to understand every single breath, even changes, whether it's how many stocks are above 200 FDMA, whether it's the SPVPX, whether it's a sector rotation, whether it's what's happening in gold, what's happening in commodities, everything I'm trying to track to the second, so that I can understand what is happening in the other markets, so I can take decisions in India. And that is what we have been doing. Bearishness set by RBI, but really doesn't matter, because unless until the mother market says something serious, no one will take it seriously. We, in the last, I would say 7 to 8 weeks, we have been in a set of euphoria. Every day, no matter what, 3 p.m. buying will come. Every day, no matter what, whenever markets fall, it will go higher. Every day, even if market falls, VIX will go down. And because of that, premiums start to decay. Today, after such a long time, I shared on my Telegram, India VIX has finally gone up 6-7%. Also, yields are doing up. That's something I've discussed already. And finally, the gaps, the big gaps the big contangos that were there between the premiums of futures and spots, that has reduced significantly. And Bank Nifty premiums have literally, diminished. So all those things are something I'm really something focusing on. Bank Nifty was at 200 plus point premium. Nifty was a 100 plus point premium. So those numbers have come down drastically. And movements in the VIX are something always we carefully focus on. That's point number one about India. America में क्या हुआ? Tuesday को the CPI numbers came. And Tuesday ko when those numbers came, I came out with my voice note and I told you a couple of things. Try to listen to that voice note. मैंने काफी pointers आपको उसमें दिए थे. CPI numbers came down. हुआ क्या? Short covering came. I even came and said कि market, I have actually recorded a video and I will try to put it on the Telegram tomorrow so that you can understand my emotions. मैं क्या करता हूँ? Every single day, थोड़ा सा ना ये वीडियो लंबा हो सकता है, so please skip if you want to come to the market commentary part. Every single day I record my emotions for my future feedback. So I have done that also with this trade and I will try to show it to you by tomorrow. हुआ क्या? When the CPI numbers came lower, America got a big short covering. All the amateurs started to buy. But we didn't understand one thing, or the smart money knew one thing, that the inflation में जो components हैं, the goods inflation is coming down. Of course, it is expected to come down even further. But the inflation का जो 55% part है, that is services inflation. That is something which America is not able to control. That is something which was brought in the last meeting also. And when I saw that number, that is when I said, put में बैठे रहो. We might hedge it with weekly calls, but put को छोड़ना नहीं है. And we exactly saw that same thing. When those numbers came out, market rallied. And after the first 1 hour, you saw an 800-point collapse on Dow Jones. That was the first hint that market is not doing well. And market is not ready for what's to come in the FOMC. I talked about all those things. Energy, of course, has been the worst performer. Because of energy falling down 10%, inflation has come down all across the globe, all across the world markets. But what if now crude starts to again travel towards 100? So energy might not be a very strong part going forward and might not help getting inflation down. Hua kya? FOMC came. FOMC, heading into the FOMC, Dow was up 200 points. Everyone thought about this कि यार अमेरिका में तो inflation कम आ गया है. So the Fed governor, he will be hawkish, he will be dovish. The opening remark was this only, that the 50 basis point rate hike, something that the market already knew. But हुआ क्या आगे? Fed has given such comments. I would request you all, go back yesterday's FOMC, 47-minute FOMC है, उसको एक बार सुनना. After today, what I will explain to you, आप समझ जाओगे. If you follow my Telegram diligently, I don't think you will have a hard time understanding what FOMC said. हुआ क्या? First thing he said was, number one, America is still not at the restrictive stance that we want to be at. यार आप सोचो, the head of the governor, जो भी Fed करता है ना, एक चीज याद रखना, whatever the Fed does, that is the benchmark that even the ECB picks. The European Central Bank follows the same thing what the Fed does. Eventually, even India will follow the same thing what the Fed wants to say. कल अगर Fed ही बोल देता है, the mother market says that we can get even more restrictive. Number one, that's hawkish. Number two, throughout the year, he's been saying the Fed funds rate at 5%. We will pivot at 5%. Yesterday, he clearly said that 5.1% is the new number I'm coming at, number one. I might increase that further if the job market doesn't support. How more hawkish can you get? That is why I wrote in Telegram live market yesterday 12 बजे में लिखा कि यार it's a hawkish surprise. Don't be excited about it. And you saw markets are tumbling after that. Third thing, what he said, out of all the members, only 2 people said that you might get the Fed funds rate below 2%. The third thing, he said the services inflation, which is one of the most important parts of the inflation, the CPI that we are tracking, of the PCE, which the Fed is tracking. कहते उनको नीचे लगाने में 6 months लग जाएंगे. सोचो, what is he trying to say? That inflation is still a big issue at hand. And always remember the rule, don't fight the Fed, don't be against the Fed. Market was not ready. What else he said? You know what my expectation was? My expectation personally was that in the March MPC jo hoga, FOMC, we might come to 5% approximately. And after 5%, the Fed will pivot in the sense he will say, let's stick to this rate for some time. And by the end of the year, let us cut rates and let us loosen the monetary policy, what we call quantitative easing. But kal unhone kya bol diya? That he was asked this question again. He said it in the meeting. He was asked this question again by the journalist that will you cut rates in 2023? He said no. He said, as of now, I really don't think any of the FOMC members agree on that. Aap socho that the Fed, the interest rate, the Fed funds rate, it will be going up further and it is going to be kept at that rate throughout the 2023 year. How further hawkish can a person get? He basically has clearly hinted that the problem is still at large and we don't have to get excited because that service part is too strong. How can that service part come down? Only and only if the job market softens. Problem पता है क्या है अमेरिका में? Problem आज ये है that अमेरिका में job market is so tight. Except technology sector, इतनी ज्यादा जॉब में ग्रोथ है, इतनी ज्यादा एम्प्लॉयमेंट है that people right now that is adding to the inflationary pressure. Wages have grown double in this month on month. More jobs are being added. So until those numbers are coming down, you cannot get that CPI number constructively down. इस MPC सोचो, इस CPI data में the most important part was played by energy and the goods inflation. Energy हो गया यार, अगर energy यहां से pull back दे दे because energy has fallen down drastically from 100. What if energy starts to go up again above 100? क्या आपने इस पॉइंट के बारे में सोचा है? तो क्या CPI एनर्जी ऊपर, सर्विस इन्फ्लेशन ऊपर, क्या कर लेगा मार्केट? फेड क्या बोलेगा आगे जाकर? So Fed has clearly said it that I can keep on rising the rates as much as I want. I still haven't come to that restrictive stance. So this is the part 1 of the video. I will cut it short over here and I will upload another video while you all see this on Telegram live. All I'm saying is when these numbers came, of course, yesterday you will not see a reaction because people have to absorb these things. Today you are seeing this thing. America down 1,000 point. India today was down something I haven't seen. And it's not just I don't think it's a random fall because now I am seeing dollar index doing very well. What a fantastic pullback I'm seeing in dollar right now. Look at that. When was the last time you saw 1% plus gain on dollar? Look at how commodities have reversed. Look at gold, how gold has reversed. Gold went above the 200 MA, has failed again. Something very similar to what the S&P 500 has been doing all across 2022. So it's a widespread thing. Look at cryptos. Look at cryptos. Cryptos have also given a fake breakout. It gave a breakout, and if it starts to go below these levels I have drawn on the screen, it's just a big fake out that we've been seeing on crypto all across the year. And forget all these things for India. Look at India. India is coming back to 83 on USD INR. And higher currency is not good for India. Higher crude, if crude bounces, is not good for India. You know one thing, I've talked about this thing. I really track the USD JPY. If you remember, go to my pinned messages. I try to make sure my macros are very accurate. When USD JPY was at 150, मेरा ये alert pinned है. मैंने वहां पर एक बात करी थी that everyone is buying Nikkei, everyone is buying the Japanese yen, and I told you at that price live market के अंदर जाके that this is going to come down, and when this comes down it's bullish for the market. But now USD JPY taking a support at 200 MA, a potential double bottom. Are we going to get higher levels? Because USD JPY is something I really track, and higher numbers over here is not good. It's a sell signal on equity markets all across the globe. Try to understand these things. Now if dollar recovers, now if all these currencies are recovering, coming towards the highs, now if gold is coming down, cryptos are coming down, it is a sell signal in the equity markets. Something that we need to understand. Try to absorb what I have said. Today, in my opinion, I don't know how things are going forward, what we are seeing today has an impact. It's getting discounted now because we were not expecting Fed to be so hawkish, and they have turned out to be so hawkish. So will this Santa Claus rally come? I will talk about that in our next video. Try to absorb these things. Thank you.